fact that the Secretary of State and Attorney General in California have demanded that the Republican Party in the state of California remove their illegal ballot drop-off boxes. The Republican Party is saying, no, we're gonna double down. We're actually going to install more of these illegal ballot drop-off boxes. I'm not kidding. GOP spokesperson Hector Barajas said the party would stop labeling the drop boxes as official, because of course they're not official, they're illegal, but is otherwise considering expanding the program. Barajas also indicated the California GOP is prepared to fight a legal battle. Here's his quote: "We are going to continue this program. If Secretary of State Alex Padilla wants to take us to court, then we'll see him in court." Again, I want to emphasize that these ballot drop-off boxes are not official, they are illegal, and they do not fall under the category of ballot harvesting. Because in order to do ballot harvesting, the individual has to sign his or her signature. There needs to be a designated individual who collects the ballots. It's a regulated process, believe it or not. You can't just have any old Joe show up in a neighborhood and collect a bunch of ballots and then turn them in. That's not how it works. There is a process in place, and that process is meant to prevent any type of fraudulent activity. Having these unofficial ballot drop boxes that are controlled by one party, it's controlled by one party, okay? Specifically the California GOP, and it's not, there's no regulation, there's no process to ensure that those ballots are handled correctly. That is a problem, and that's why the Attorney General and the Secretary of State is telling the state's GOP to remove them, but they're not going to do it. It's so frustrating because this is how Republicans play ball. This is what they do. And the real question now is, what are these politicians on the Democratic side gonna do? What's the Secretary of State gonna do? What's the Attorney General gonna do? I mean, we'll see, but this is a pretty weird situation to find ourselves in.
Yeah, I agree, but I think that the weird situation is more the meta situation where they're breaking the law and they're not gonna comply with the law, so they're good. How is that okay? Like, they were told it's illegal, they're gonna keep doing it. We know exactly who did it. Don't we have like a process where people are arrested or something like that?
Yeah.
Why does nobody get arrested for election related stuff? Why is that just, well, unless you literally walk yourself to prison, you're gonna be fined? I don't understand that at all.
This is the party of law and order, John. Unless breaking the law benefits them, then it's just temporarily not the party of law and order. I mean, it's the party of law and order when it comes to shooting unarmed black people in the back. They love, that's their version of law and order. But when it comes to breaking election laws, they don't care too much about law and order. And they're emboldened, they're probably emboldened by Donald Trump, who has encouraged them on his favorite social media site, tweeting, "You mean only Democrats are allowed to do this?" But Democrats aren't doing this. Democrats aren't installing illegal ballot drop-off boxes. But haven't the Dems been doing this for years? No, they haven't. Then he says, "See you in court, fight hard, Republicans." And Donald Trump, who probably couldn't go a single day without filing a lawsuit against someone when he was a private citizen, before he was in government, of course is using the courts to challenge every single voter law across the country that's meant to expand voting rights. Yep. That's what he's doing. And in this case, he's like, no, break the law, don't worry, I got your back. I got your back. That's what he's communicating in that tweet.
Yeah, and also it really gets to the question of, is the California Republican Party doing this because, hey, they have, for the first time ever, decided that they want more people to vote? Why would Trump is, as you said, he's challenging every other law. Why would, he wouldn't be supporting this if he wasn't being reassured that the goal was not for these ballots to eventually actually be turned in. The only other thing I would say is, and I sort of say this so that someone can correct me because I'm probably missing something. This doesn't seem like it would be a very successful way to suppress the vote. Like, is the idea that people are randomly walking around with their ballot looking for a place to drop it off and they'll come across one of these? Like, if you get your ballot, I'm sure it says on the ballot where you're supposed to drop it off. And if not, you would Google it and you'd get official results. By what process are random ballots being put into something installed at a random church? I guess it could hit a few. It doesn't seem like this is gonna be nearly as successful as limiting ballot drop-off boxes to 1 per county, or a million other things that they're doing.
I know, but we're assuming that these politicians, members of the California GOP, who clearly don't care about following the law, we're assuming that they wouldn't throw ballots away. I think they would throw ballots away. That's what I'm concerned about. These are unofficial ballot drop-off boxes. I don't trust people who are just brazenly breaking the law, admitting it. They're admitting it. They're transparently breaking the law. How can we trust them with our ballots? So I think that's what the concern is here. We don't know what they're gonna do with the ballots. And again, I don't trust them. If you guys wanna get offended by that, go ahead and get offended. But these are people who are clearly stating that they're willingly breaking the law and they don't care. It's disgusting. And that's what people do when they have an ideology that's unpopular. That's what people do when they're losing, right? That's what bad people do when they're losing. Good politicians realize that their policy proposals, their ideology, what they're pushing for isn't really resonating with the American people. And then they take a good, long, hard look at themselves and what they're proposing and they recalibrate. Because that's what politicians are supposed to do. They're supposed to represent the best interests of the people that they claim to be representing, but that's not what they're doing here. They want to go against the will of the people and cheat in order to win elections.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.